Hey, thanks for taking this course on La Paloma. This is a great piece. This will be a phenomenal piece in your repertoire. People flip when they hear it. It's got a long history, and also it's just a really beautiful piece. It also has a couple of really big hurdles to get through, a couple of obstacles that to really play it well, you're really going to have to master a couple of little aspects of it. And we'll talk about those in just a minute. But first, let's just take a bird's eye view of this piece, get a basic roadmap for what's going on with it, and then we'll talk about how we're going to actually dive into it, how we're going to work on it. So looking at the full score here, we've got the A section. I've already marked these. We've got A, B, and C sections. And so I've just marked this for you. We're in 3 big sections. And if you'll notice, if we just kind of just start glancing through, we've got a repeat sign right here. And then we're going to go through, we've got a first ending. So from here we go back and repeat the A section again. So to here we're AA. And then second time we go through from right this point, we jump over to this, go straight to here. And then we start going forward from here. And from here we continue into the B section. And so from the B section, we do the exact same thing. We go through here, take this, go back to here, repeat back to the B. And then the second time we'll come through, we'll jump this section and go to right here. And then from there, we'll go forward into the C section all the way through. Same thing here. Once we get to the end of the first ending of the C section, we go back to here, and then plow right through, jump here to the end, and then there's our ending. So it ends up being AA, BB, CC. And so this is the basic roadmap of the piece. Now let's look at some of the individual things that we'll have to deal with in this, and then this will be the overview of how we're going to actually work on this. So looking at this, like many pieces, we have a bass part going on with the stems down right here, and we've also got a melody with the stems going up. And the thing about this piece is that they're so different rhythmically. So in the bass, we have this figure right here, which is this, it's also right here, it's all over the place. This is what we return back to. 1 E and up 2, and we'll talk about this rhythm. But it's this very starchy rhythm, it's this very rigid rhythm. We contrast that on the top with this da 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 da, this really flowing triplet line. And so we have the starchiness of the bass with the elongated figure in the treble, in the melody. And so you get this contrast, and this contrast is what makes this piece so beautiful. So we're going to have to talk about the rhythmic issues, the work that you put in at the beginning with the rhythm. That's even more important than the notes. You'll get the notes, and all the rhythms throughout the piece are similar, but these 2 things are going to be the elements that tie the entire piece together. So really work on those, and we'll have a video for each one of those rhythms. But they are the most important part. You can mess up the notes, but you mess up the rhythm and the whole piece is just going to go flat. So it really is the most important part. In the left hand, we're just going to look at, there's all these double stops, and it moves all up the neck like this. And we're just going to look at the particular chord shapes that are in the hand and where they are. And so if you just memorize those and are able to move around with them, then it's so much easier to play the piece. That way you're not going note by note. It's just a collection of little groups. If you're a member of the Woodshed and do the arpeggio practice progressions, or if you've done my videos on those, it's the exact same thing. You just learn the progression once, and then you can just move around within it. And that's the way to learn this piece as well. So we'll talk more about that. And those are the broad strokes. There are a couple of other little things that we'll encounter as we go, but those are the biggies. And so without further ado, let's dive right in. See you in the next video.